All right, Chanel, it is an awesome, absolute pleasure for me to be presenting you the 2016 Kia Sorento, okay? Now, before we get started, I would like to ask you, what are the three most important things that you look for in a vehicle?
I'd say look, safety, and performance.
Okay. Now look, Chanel, taking a look at you, I see somebody who's stylish. I see somebody who's practical, somebody who likes luxury, but at the same time, I see somebody who wants to make practical, cost-effective decisions while not compromising on luxury. This vehicle is going to hit all those notes for you. Now, I'd like to start on the hood, okay? All right, so what we have here is a 3.3 liter, okay? So what that's going to give you is 190 horsepower. It's going to give you 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, okay? So it's actually a very powerful vehicle, okay? Now, I know looks are very important to you, so just want to mention a couple of things about that. Now this is, just want to show you the lifted hood lines here. What that does is it gives the vehicle a tougher, a beefier look, right? Because from the impression I'm getting of you, while you are a mom, you also want to look really stylish and cool out there, okay? And that's what this vehicle is going to do for you, and you don't have to be in a minivan, okay? All right, so coming over here, I want to couple of things for you. So over here, you've got your, these are your daytime running lights. Now, that's going to give you, that's going to really be it's going to give you really high marks on the style factor. Why? Because these things are very distinctive. Nobody else out there is going to have the four fog light system over there, okay? Now, from a safety standpoint, what I want to draw your attention to is the HIDs. Not only are they HIDs, they're also auto leveling. What that means is that when you're out on the highway, whether you're going up a hill or down a hill, whether you're making a right or a left turn, these lights are going to show you exactly where you need to be seeing. And that's a very important thing because these Alberta highways, you never know what you're going to see, right?
That's right.
Alrighty. Okay, moving along.
Okay.
We got a lot of snow in Grand Prairie, right? So what you need is something with a little bit of clearance and something with that's going to keep you as high off the ground as possible. 7.3 inches is what you're looking at. Now the Sorento SX also comes with 19-inch alloyed rims, okay? So you're going to have quite a bit of clearance over there, okay? Now, over here, what I want to point out is that this is made out of high tensile steel. So what that means is when, in the event of an impact, what will actually happen is that you're going to feel very safe in there because high tensile steel is just the right kind of alloy that's going to be able to withstand an accident. Okay? Now, coming over. This is your second row of seating, okay? Now, these seats will collapse for you, and what that'll do is it'll give you extra storage space, all right? But from here, you can also get access to the third row. So this guy moves like that, okay? And then you can hop in, and you'll be able to get access, okay? Now, a couple of improvements that have been made with the Kia Sorento is that you now have a longer length, all right? Specifically, you're looking at about 190 inches, okay? What that means is you have a lot more space in there to work with. So that means getting into the third row is actually going to be a lot simpler for you, okay? Now, how many kids do you have, Chanel?
5.
You have 5 kids, all right? This is perfect because that's the 5 kids plus you and your husband, okay? So you're going to have all the space you'll need in this, in the Kia Sorento.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, the Kia Sorento has a much bolder, more aggressive look, all right? One of the reasons why is because you've got the wraparound taillights, okay? Now, that makes you a lot more visible out on the road, okay? And so on a night that it's possibly snowing or something like that, you know that everybody's going to see you as you're moving down the road, which is going to actually make you and your family safer, all right? Because that kind of thing is very important. Now, one of the coolest features that I'd like to point out is that this vehicle has what's called a smart liftgate. So what that does is when you get close to the vehicle, okay, and when you're here, it actually, by you being as close as you are, it'll actually open up the lift gate for you. Now, why this is important is if you were, say you were walking towards your vehicle with shopping bags,
Yeah.
okay?
5 kids, that's all. That's all we need to say.
5 kids and shopping bags, you're completely distracted, right?
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is to actually be looking for keys, especially if it's a cold winter day, okay? So, back here, you've got the third row, okay? So, this is how it works, okay? That's how you seat,
Okay.
and it's also the same way that you release it, okay? Another really functional thing about this vehicle is that over here, this little lever here will actually release your second row of seats as well. Now, just with the third row collapsed, what you're actually looking at is about 40 cubes of 40 cubic inches of space.
Okay.
Now, how that translates is a guy like myself, who's 6'3", can crawl in the back, okay? And I've got tons of space to work with. Imagine that, okay?
Space to work with.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna close the power tailgate.
Yeah.
Again, a couple other safety features I wanna point out for you. Back here, not only do you have the backup camera, you also have backup sensors, okay? And what you'll also notice, which I'll also point out later, is when you put the vehicle in reverse, your mirrors actually slant downwards. How that helps you is it makes you see exactly where your rear wheels are. And that helps you, as far as stacking the deck in your favor, to make sure you park effectively. Okay? Alrighty. Now, I'd like you to take a seat. Alrighty, so how does that leather feel?
Cold.
It feels cold? Perfect. That's why we've got the heated seats, okay? So that's gonna be awesome for you in the wintertime and in the summertime, because a lot of people always mention that they feel a little hot in the wintertime. So we've got cooling seats for you as well, and you've got a heated steering wheel in here. Now, a couple of things I wanna point out, okay? This is basically a 10-way power seat, okay? So not only can you go forward and backwards, you can go upwards and downwards as well, and of course, you can go backwards. You can tilt that angle as well so that you can be comfortable.
Okay.
And this is for lumbar support,
Okay.
okay? Now tell me, are your kids, are they into sports at all?
Yes, all hockey.
All hockey, all right. And you are from Quebec, right?
That's right.
So we've got a couple of potential HAB players coming up, right? Okay, so the nice thing about this is this vehicle is about 30 miles per gallon as far as fuel efficiency, okay? Now, a couple of those things, it's dependent on your style of driving. It's also dependent on whether you're in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, okay? Now, another thing I wanted to mention over here, this is your two-tone profile memory seating, okay? So what that'll do for you is that both you and your husband can be able to essentially save the seating arrangement that works best for you, so that when you are in the vehicle, you only need to push that button and it'll take you right to where you need to be, okay? Blind spot detection. What that does for you is if you're ever flanked on your left or your right side by a vehicle, this system is gonna warn you of that. And if it looks like you're about to signal that you're going into that opposing lane, right? What it'll do is it'll give you another layer of warning to make sure that you don't do that, so you can keep your. Okay? Now, I showed you about the lifted, the smart tailgate before. There are a couple of different ways that you can actually manipulate the system. So that's one, and another one is in the back there. Of course, when you stand there, of course, you can also lift the seat. Okay? So, are you comfortable? Is this just the right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around and I'm going to go through a few of the other features on the inside of the vehicle, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so a couple of things that I'd like to point out, okay? So, for starters, okay, all the controls are all steering wheel mounted, okay? How this helps you is it allows you to focus more on your driving and less on touching a bunch of things, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
on here, you got your cruise control, okay? It's completely Bluetooth compatible, all right? And you also have, this is your toggling button for your screen. What that'll do is it'll show you everything from when your next service is due. You can alter how the lights work in terms of when you're walking away from the vehicle. And there's a number of other different things that you can do. And it's just a question of getting more and more familiar with it. Now that's pretty cool, right? So I'm gonna get you to just turn on the lights for a second there. Okay, so over here, this is your state-of-the-art navigation system. Now, one of my favorite features on here is the point of interest function, okay? So what that is you go here and you hit POI, okay? What that does is it'll tell you where your closest gas station is, where the closest hotel is, the closest restaurant, the closest parking spot, all these things. Once again, it all comes back to you being less distracted. The reason I say this is because you have a touch screen, all right? So you can focus less on punching in addresses and you can focus more on just hitting where you want to go, and it'll actually take it once you set it as a destination. Okay?
Yeah.
The other thing about this as well that is also pretty cool is that it is all voice activated as well. Okay?
What about that?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, right? So the thing about the Kia model is that you get so much luxury. I mean, look at all the different features that you have in here, and it's incredibly affordable, right? And the thing is, you're not compromising on performance, you're not compromising on safety, all right? So remember that thing we talked about when I said this is a very high-performing vehicle?
Yeah.
Why don't we just turn right to exit the dealership, and you can get to feel it instead of hearing me talk about it all the time.
Sounds good.
All righty?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.